Good morning. It's Sunday, time for coffee. I'm Jeff. Alright, today I thought, since it's my second to last show for the year, I would talk about the history of coffee.
More and more people are waking up to Juan Valdez and his 100% Colombian coffee. And so can you.
Buenos días.
Just look for Juan on the label when you're shopping. You can't miss him. 100% Colombian coffee. The richest coffee in the world.
You know, as far as coffee goes, not too many people realize that coffee came from Ethiopia around the 9th century. And I was doing a little research on this, and it seems that the Ethiopians, well, nothing would get done in Ethiopia until around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. People just couldn't wake up. So the god Folger came down from the mountain Starbucks and bought coffee beans and said, well, take these in the morning and you'll be fine. And so what they did is they just smashed them up, put them in water, and drank this thick, muddy coffee. And from what I hear, it was pretty disgusting. And that's when the aliens from the Java planet came down and presented them with the coffee filter and said, you run it through this, and it's basically the first drip coffee maker, and you'll have a lot better tasting brew.
Now on the most watched story on MyFoxDC.com, a story Fox 5 first broke on Monday, bringing the debate over civil liberties to the national stage. That 29-year-old man says he was making coffee in the nude and got arrested for indecent exposure after a neighbor saw him.
He says he had no idea anyone could see him through those windows. He was simply making coffee in the buff. Police are back out in the neighborhood today. They are passing out flyers. They want to know if anyone else saw this guy through the windows naked, as the woman who filed the complaint alleges. They are going door to door, putting them in mailboxes. We also understand a local school sent home a letter with children. And here is the big concern in this case. The house where Williamson lived is right across the street from a stop where school children pick up buses.
Guys, if we were not in the British Virgin Islands having painkillers, what would you rather be doing?
Neuropharmacologist Michael Kuhar calls caffeine a drug that acts as a mild stimulant. It blocks receptors in the brain that can dilate blood vessels, causing headaches and other symptoms. Kuhar says it's possible to become dependent on caffeine after just a week or two. He says don't be surprised if you feel bad when you try to give it up.
The withdrawal syndrome can start from 12 to 20 hours after your last cup of coffee and peak at about 2 days, and it can last as long as a week.
Kuhar recommends weaning yourself off caffeine slowly and reducing consumption by a half to a whole cup a day.
So obviously I just made all that up, and if you want to know the whole history of coffee for real, there is a 7-part YouTube video, I think it was from TV, that you can look up, or you can go to Wikipedia. On the coffeewithjeff.blogspot.com, which no one ever goes to, I will have links to both those if you want to watch them or read about the history of coffee. And while we're on the subject, I just want to assure my family and friends that I don't have a problem when it comes to coffee, all right? I just have a couple cups every now and again because I like the taste. It's not, I don't feel addicted in any way at all. I can quit anytime I want. It's not like I have to have coffee, do you understand me? It's not like this has any power over me. Look, I don't have to, look. So I've heard that, I've heard the word intervention battered around in my family. It's really not necessary.
Alright, here we are, watching the Blackhawks, but if we were watching the Hawks, what would we rather be doing right now?
Watching Coffee with Jeff!
So this is the second to last episode of Coffee with Jeff for the year, and next week's show I'll be going to a lot more detail about what's going to be upcoming the following year and the changes I'm going to make on the show. And I do have some things in mind, and I've got some friends helping to make it a little better. But one thing I would like to do is do an original animated cartoon and present, like a whole series of cartoons, present episodes throughout the year. And so what I thought about doing, and I've got, it's going to be called Alan's Coffee Shop. And if you go to my site, it's this way, isn't it? coffeewithjeff@blogspot.com. You can find a PDF of part 1 of the script the working script. It still needs touching up, and you're free to download it, read it, and offer your suggestions to make it more humorous or entertaining or whatever. And I think once we get a solid part 1, I'll start animating that, and we'll start writing part 2, and we'll make it a whole Coffee with Jeff community thing. So, let's go back and watch some more video about coffee.
The more beans you put into coffee, the more flavor you get.
That's why there's 43 beans in every cup of Nescafe.
Real coffee beans, that's all there is in Nescafe.
43 beans in every cup make Nescafe.
All coffee instant coffee with the let's have another cup taste.
Any coffee made with just a few coffee beans delivers very little flavor. Add more beans, you get more flavor. Today's Nescafe goes all the way with 43 beans in every cup. Yes, into every cup of flavor-active Nescafe is concentrated all the richness, all the full-bodied flavor of 43 beans.
43 beans in every cup make Nescafe.
The all coffee instant coffee with the let's have another cup taste.
In today's Nescafe, the accent is on coffee.
Alright, back. By the way, chocolate chip cookies go good with coffee. Not as good as apple pie, but they go good. I sort of have a movie recommendation this week, but not really. And the whole idea is that this movie I'm going to show you the trailer for, I haven't seen either. But the thing is, it tied in so well with Coffee with Jeff. And I just found this on YouTube this morning, actually. I thought, wow, I have to show this.
What can I get y'all?
Just coffee. I once read 60 cups of coffee will kill you.
There you go.
Sometimes I believe it. Most times I don't.
Sir, how many of these are you planning on drinking? Because I'm going to have
60.
to charge you. Excuse me?
60.
This gentleman ordered 60 cups of coffee.
He's gonna die if he drinks any more.
Serve him.
Oh my God.
Charles says if he don't make it.
Somebody ought to stop him.
Well, go ahead.
What can I do for you, officer?
I just came in for coffee.
You and me both.
I strongly advise you to quit while you're ahead.
I need to use the bathroom.
I like Toll House cookies. If you ever go to Target in the morning, and one of the super Targets, they have freshly baked cookies. I think it's like $5 for a couple dozen. Pretty tasty. So, that about wraps up another episode. I hope you enjoyed my tribute to coffee episode. And as always, I do appreciate everybody who reposts Coffee with Jeff, and I appreciate everybody just for viewing Coffee with Jeff, because it's the whole thing is sort of silly. I understand that. So until next week, which will be Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope everybody has a happy birthday, Max. My nephew's birthday was 2 days ago. He's the big 1-1 now, and everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And I think that's about it. So take care. Have a cookie, some coffee, do whatever you want. Tea, I don't care.